Today I'm going to be showing you how to make the basic wire loop that we use to connect our beads to each other. So this is a finished necklace that's connected with the wire loops, and the paper beads have bigger holes than your normal beads. So I would also be showing you how to use the bead caps with your bigger hole paper beads. So materials that we need is a 24 gauge wire, craft wire. 24 gauge would be for lighter beads or smaller beads. If the bigger and heavier the beads, then you need to use lower gauge wire, would be like 20 or 18 gauge. In this case, this is 24, and your materials would be, the tools you would need would be your chain nose, your round nose, and you need a flush cutter to cut your wire. So I would say about 5 inches. For practice, you need to have extra wire. You want to make sure that you have a wire that's long enough for you to work with. So this is about 5 inch. So what you need to do is take your wire and straighten it out a little bit with between your fingers. And first thing you need to do is just take your round nose pliers, put it about here, about 2 inches from the top. You need to bend it away from you like this. So now you have a 90-degree angle forming like an L shape. Then you need to grab it up here on the top part of the neck of the wire. You would then take the shorter wire and move it towards you. So now you have this. What I'm going to do at this point is reposition the pliers to flip it up like this, so then I can continue pulling the wire so that it will have a form like this, and then you will have this round shape, round loop. I would then hold it with just my round nose. I'll take my chain nose pliers and start wrapping. 3 to 4 wraps should be good. So you can use your finger in wrapping, but I prefer to use the chain nose pliers to do this job. So now I have about 3 wraps. I would then cut it close with the flush cutter, and there you have your first loop. And if you have whatever excess wire that you have, just kind of put it between your chain nose pliers. So now you have this loop. And then I would put in my bead cap. So this is a small bead cap. And then I would put in my paper bead. So choose a bigger paper bead so that'll be easier for you to see. And then bead cap for the top part. And now you're ready to do your second loop on the other end. again away from you, and then hold it up here, and then bend the wire towards you. Reposition your pliers like this, just flip it up, and then you have the L shape, and then this point you would wrap. You don't have to do it in one motion, just, you can set down your pliers and readjust and pick it up again. That way you're sure that you have tightly coiled wires. So that's it. You would cut it, and this is your wrap wire like this. So just to show you, I'm just gonna do one more so you can see how we would be able to connect the next bead to your first bead. So the same thing, and then just wrap. Cut it. And you put your bead cap. So I'm going to pick out a smaller bead this time. And then it's very important in your second bead, if you're intending to connect it to your first bead, at this point, when you do this, before you close it up, you need to take it and connect it to your first bead, and then you continue wrapping. So again, I'm just gonna hold it with this and wrap. You will not be able to right away expect to get a perfectly wrap loop. You need to practice a little bit. And I'd say practice for about an hour. And there you are. This is your 2 beads connected with wire loop.